Welcome to Grove City Christian High School on the campus of Grove City Church of the Nazarene in Grove City, Ohio, for tonight's Mid-State League Cardinal Division action against the Grove City Christian Eagles and the Knights of Fairfield Christian Academy. The Knights come in off a tough loss to Harvest Prep over the weekend, and the Eagles come in suffering their first loss of the season to the Jaguars of Wellington Academy in Upper Arlington, Ohio. Both teams took a pretty tough loss, so they'll both be a little hungry. And we are getting ready for the opening prayer and national anthem. Let's turn it over to PA announcer Jim Keating. That was freshman Jamie Dozier with the national anthem tonight here at the Nest. And we're getting ready for some mid-state basketball. The Knights come in 2-2 on the season with big wins over Ridgedale and Liberty Christian Academy and 0-2 in the mid-state with a loss to Harvest Prep being their last loss of the season, of this season so far. The Eagles come in 1-1 in the mid-state league, 3-1 overall, with wins over Cardington, Bishop Rosecrans, and as well, now they come in as well tonight, coming off a loss, their first loss of the year to Wellington Academy and the Jaguars, who are just loaded this year. In the Mid-State Cardinal, it kind of goes like this. It is Wellington, Harvest Prep, and everybody else. So it'll be a battle this week. These teams are really playing for the three. Harvest Prep and Wellington are just the class of the division, and it's going to be an interesting battle tonight here. This is a rivalry game, just like during Michigan Week in Ohio. You don't use the letter M. In Fairfield Week, you don't use the letter F here at Grove City Christian. So looking at the students' Twitter pages this week, you will get that on the starting lineups for tonight's contest. For the visiting Knights of Fairfield Christian Academy, Colt Clark, number 3, is going to start at a guard. Number 4, Caleb Collins, is going to start on a wing, probably down in the post a little bit. Number 5, Clay Williams, is going to start on a wing as well. Number 11, Nolan Bowers, will be your other forward. And number 12, Asa Nares, will be your 2 guard in this offense. Starting for the Eagles of Grove City Christian High School tonight, are going to be your typical starters so far this year. Running the point, wearing number 5, Riley Peters. The big man down in the middle, 6'5", sophomore or senior, Noah Tomlinson, the only returning starter from last year's regional qualifier. Alongside him in the post, 6'4", senior Caleb Sullivan, wearing the number 32. Number 34 at the 2 guard is Taylor Stauffer, and at the small forward position is sophomore number 50, Brandon Holbrook. We're getting ready to tip it up here at the Nest, and the Eagles are ready to go. Look across the way, Christmas break has hit. A lot of alums in the house, former players, former students. Jordan Edwards and Aaron Whitaker sitting towards the top of the stands. Ball is up. Tomlinson controls the tip. Peters grabs it and is on the push right away. Dribbles to the left corner, nothing there. Brings it back out top to set it up. Peters now right side to Sullivan. Sullivan goes to Stauffer. Stauffer had already cut. Turnover on the Eagles. Eagles going to pick up, looks like full court man. And they are. Clark now works against Peters. Brings it across the timeline. Left side to Collins. Collins now works right side. Down low. Turnaround, no good. Tipped around. Fought for and brought back down by Bowers. And the Knights score. Sorry, I had my head down looking at the score sheet, getting names still. And the Knights put one up and in. That basket's going to go to Nolan Blowens. I can't read Jim Keating's writing. Eagles now. Peters, 3 ball on the way. Eyes it, flies it long off back iron. Sullivan tracks down the rebound. Goes to Tomlinson outside to Holbrook. Holbrook for 3, got it. 3-2, Eagles on top early. Colt Clark works hard against Riley Peters. Gets ahead across. Now Collins now works right side. 10-foot floater. Tough shot, no good. Tomlinson with the rebound. Eagles on the run out. Leads it up to Sullivan. Too far. Sullivan saves it. Kicks it. Holbrook 3 ball on the way. Long, nothing but air on that one. Little bit too much adrenaline. Coach Timlin not happy with something Riley Peters has done. And we're going to get a quick sub, and it's going to be senior Trenton Reed. They want to keep the ball out of Colt Clark's hands. That's very obvious real quickly. Clay Williams now works left side against Holbrook. Up top to Collins. Collins now to Clark, top of the key, working against Trenton Reed. Goes left side to Nayers. Nayers back up top to Williams. Williams now to Collins. Left side, blocked by Sullivan. Tomlinson comes up with the loose ball. Nice little crossover. Pushed up to Sullivan. Sullivan now on the run, blocked there by Clark. And Nayers on a run out. Tomlinson with him. Nayers somehow got the shot off. Missed it. Collins tracks down the rebound. Kicks it across to Nayers. Nayers now right side against Sullivan. Down low to Williams. Or Blowens. Blowens turnaround. Up. And we're going to have a foul. Foul's going to be on number 1, Noah Tomlinson. That's going to be his first. Team first. This will be a good measuring stick, Emma, for where these two teams are this year. Both have had a couple easy games and then a couple difficult games in the schedule, so let's see where they battle out here.
Right.
Blowens eyes both free throws, hits them both. Inbound to Tomlinson. Tomlinson to Stauffer, back to Stauffer to Tomlinson, and back to Stauffer. Stauffer running the point, works up top against Clark. Left side. Holbrook, they go down low to Tomlinson. Tomlinson, nice little up and under, can't finish. Rebound off to Collins. Now the Knights want to run. Collins across the timeline quickly. Works left side, goes to the corner to Nayers. 3 ball on the way, long. Tomlinson tracks it down. Tomlinson going to handle it himself, brings it across the timeline. Kicks right side to Stauffer. Little bobble has it. Works top of the key, left side, Trenton Reed. Reed now back up top. Stauffer, 3 ball on the way, no good, short. Rebound tracked down by Collins. Or by Blowens, I'm sorry. Nayers now up top against Sullivan. Clark now up top. Blowens looks, thinks, no good. Nayers now down low. Nice little move by Williams. Good dish off and the finish by Blauens. Clay Williams with a nice little spin move and a dish. And the Knights are up 6-3 early on in this contest. Trenton Reed goes to Holbrook. Holbrook drives baseline, draws contact, no call. Tomlinson. And they're going to call an offensive foul on Tomlinson. And that's 2 quick ones on the leader of the Eagles. And it is going to make it a rough night for the Eagles if Tomlinson is in foul trouble. It was a good call. Really lowered his head and went into the contact. And Williams was straight up. Clark now inbounds. Blauens back to Clark. Peters getting set to check back in for the Eagles. Collins, step back, 3 ball on the way, no good, short. Not a great shot there, kind of forced.
Yeah.
Reed now on the run out, looks up to Whitaker, and Whitaker can't handle it. Whitaker had a wide open lane to the hoop and knew it, and couldn't handle it. If you could have drawn up worst case scenario, Chris, for Coach Chris Timlin tonight, it would have been Tomlinson on the bench in the first 5 minutes of the game with 2 fouls, and we can't hit a jump shot. Both are true right now. Holbrook, Sullivan really going to have, and Peters really going to have to step up and take over the game now. Williams now across the timeline to Nayers. Nayers, and they're going to get Peters with a ticky-tack. Not sure I agree with that one, but lost his footing, and they called the foul on Riley. Williams now inbounds to Clark in the backcourt. Blows right by Whitaker. Kicks it off to Williams. Williams right side to Clark, working against Peters. Nice little back cut. Oh, beautiful pass. Can't finish. Sullivan tracks down the board. Goes up to Peters on the quick run out. Peters goes right at him. No good. Force that one a little bit. Clark up top. Coach Hooper barking out his instructions from the other end of the floor. Peters now, oh, great little pass by Nayers, and Sullivan's going to get a foul. He's going to foul Nolan Blauens, and that was a great little pass there by Asa Nayers. Fairfield got a couple guys in street clothes. Don't know if they're hurt or if they're transfers. Looks like they might have played in the JV game, so. And Fairfield now killing it from the stripe, 3 for 3. Timothy Sullivan checks in for big brother Caleb Sullivan. And the Eagles are young, not just in experience right now. They are young in grade. A junior, 2 sophomores on the floor. Noah Whitaker brings it across the timeline, works against Blauens up top. Works right side, crosses him over. Kicks it back to Timothy Sullivan. Sullivan left side to Holbrook. Too much standing for the Eagles. Peters, 3 ball on the way. Front iron, no good. Stauffer in the mix. Tracks it down. Great hustle by Taylor Stauffer to get the rebound. Whitaker now to Stauffer. Stauffer thinks about it. No. Whitaker down low to Sullivan. Sullivan 10-footer. Timothy, that is. Short. Gets his own rebound. Kicks it out to Riley Peters. Kicks it back down to Sullivan. Sullivan up and in. Great pass through traffic by Riley Peters. Big, strong finish by the sophomore, the younger Timothy Sullivan. Looked over at the bench, told his big brother, that's how you make that move. Good, strong finish by the sophomore. Chance to make it a 2-point game. Free throw on the way. Pure, nothing but the bottom of the net. Timothy Sullivan, great, great, great. Oh, the Eagles, no communication. No communication. And Riley Peters is going to take the brunt of that one. He and Sullivan didn't talk on the switch. And when they didn't talk on the switch, Fairfield got a wide open layup. Riley needs to keep his head up. Needs to keep his head up right now. He's frustrated with the flow of the game and kind of forcing some things. Coach Timlin letting him know what he's expecting. Timothy Sullivan looked back right side for Holbrook and throws it away. Eagles just need to pick their heads up. Looking a little flat tonight, to be honest with you, which you don't typically see in the Fairfield game. Stauffer, great defense. Didn't even know it was coming. Just great like a defensive back right there. Got his hands up, knocked the ball loose, came away with a loose ball. Noah now right side to Trenton Reed. Trenton Reed looks down low to Whitaker. Whitaker, 5-footer. Rattles around and home. Must have been his upward coach in 6th and 7th grade that taught him that.
I'm guessing that was you.
That was me. Clark now across the timeline to Nayers, right side to Collins. Now Blauens, 3-ball on the way. Long. Noah Whitaker tracks down the rebound. Eagles want to push. Whitaker does the right thing. 1-on-5, white versus red, pulls it out. Trenton Reed, 3-ball on the way. Long. If he follows it, he gets the rebound. But he didn't follow it, so Nayers comes away with it. Williams now, or Collins, I'm sorry, floater, no good. Tim Sullivan with a good, strong rebound. Tipped away to Trenton Reed and then tipped away to Collins. Blowers now, baseline, lays it up and in. And the Knights are up 12-8 with 1:20 to go here in the first quarter. Trenton Reed, great back cut to a wide open Noah Whitaker, and he hits it. Great look by Trenton Reed. Coach Hooper not happy. He wants to talk about it. And we're going to get a full timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Eagles Radio Network. We're back here at Grove City Christian High School, where your Grove City Christian Eagles trail the Knights of Fairfield Christian Academy 12-10. Neither coach very happy with the effort on the defensive end of the floor. Coach Chris Timlin has pulled a couple starters for effort, and Coach Hooper called a timeout to make sure his starters knew he was not happy. And just like that, the Knights break the press. Caleb Collins misses the layup, but he's going to get 2 free throws. Tim Sullivan didn't really have anything left to do but to foul him as the press was broke. The Knights now checking in for the Knights, number 24, David Forbes. And David Forbes is in the contest. The Knights have yet to miss a free throw. And that is the difference in this game. Collins hits it. The Knights, I believe, are 6 of 6 or 8 of 8 from the line so far. That'll win you a lot of ball games, close ball games. Eagles across the timeline. Reed up top to Stauffer. Stauffer now to Noah Whitaker in the high post. Backside, Trenton Reed travels. Shuffled that back foot. Yes, he did. Eagles staying in that man-to-man pressure. They're going to try to break somebody deep. They get it into Clark. Clark now under a minute to play in the first half. Knights up by 4, 14-10. Clark now hands it off to Collins. Got away with a walk. Collins floater off glass. Got it. He got a running start before he put it down on the ground. No call. Trenton Reed now. Clark harassing him. Knocks it loose. Reed comes back with it. Reed kicks it to the Whitaker. Back up to Reed. Whitaker in the high post. Eagles 23 seconds to play in the quarter. Tipped away. Telegraph pass by Trenton Reed. Williams saw it coming. 16 seconds to go. Williams drives. Floater, left hand, no good. Rebound tipped away. Fought for. Holbrook comes away with it. 9 seconds to go in the quarter. Holbrook going to go end to end. Oh, what a pretty move. No good. Stauffer there with the finish. And that's how the first quarter is going to end, with Taylor Stauffer making great effort and getting a tip back with 2 seconds to go. And at the end of one, it's the Knights 16. It's the Eagles 12. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Eagles Radio Network. Welcome back to the Nest. Getting ready for second quarter Mid-State Cardinal Division action. The Knights of Fairfield Academy up 4. The Eagles did not play a good first quarter, and they trail by 4. Just a lot of defensive lapses, a lot of effort issues, and we're back to the starting lineup for the Eagles. Stauffer, Sullivan, Tomlinson, Holbrook, and Peters. And for the Knights of Fairfield Christian, it's Clark, Williams, Collins, Blowers, and Forbes. Blowers with the turnover there. Quick run. Peters, 17-footer, no good. Not a good shot. Didn't even get into a set. Didn't have numbers. Riley's got to let the game come to him. He's forcing it a little bit. Clark now works against Riley. Gets it across the timeline. Crosses him over. Kicks left side to Blowers. Blowers, 17-footer, got it. Peters now across the timeline with the left hand, left wing. High post to Sullivan. Sullivan right side. Stauffer, 3-ball. Short. Sullivan tracks down the rebound. Great rebound. Tipped by Clark, and he's going to get it. Just got enough of it to cause a problem. And Coach Timlin's not going to call a timeout. I thought he was going to call a timeout right there. Eagles down 8, 20-12. Eagles just getting out hustled right now. It's that simple. Looks to Tomlinson. Tomlinson, a layup. Great little high-low right there by the Eagles between Tomlinson and Sullivan. The older Sullivan, Caleb, that is. Blowens now works against Sullivan. Clark, top of the key against Peters. Now right side against Holbrook Williams. Blowens off the dribble. Gets by Sullivan. Kicks it up to Forbes. Forbes thinks about the three. Thinks about it again. Goes low post to Williams. Turnaround left-hand floater. Wow. Got the visitors roll. And it drops to keep the lead at 8. Peters now going to walk it across the timeline. Peters looks left side to Stauffer. Trying to run that high-low game. Tomlinson, 18-footer, short, no legs underneath that. Knights want to run quickly down to Williams. 5-footer for floater, good. The Eagles are down 10. The Eagles need to find some kind of rhythm on offense because right now they're settling for bad shots. Holbrook thought about the 3, no. Too much standing. Coach Timlin yelling to move. Looks low post to Sullivan. Sullivan, right hand, no good. Good strong move, didn't get the finish. Williams now, 10-foot floater. Likes that floater, no good. Tomlinson tracks down the rebound. Tomlinson pulls up from 3, not a good shot. Nobody back, 5 red jerseys under the hoop. They are just not running their offense. Forbes tracks down a rebound after the Collins miss. Tips it away, and Peters comes up with a loose ball. Peters now 1-on-4 down to the corner. Throws it up. Sullivan trying to... Oh, Caleb Sullivan with a great effort play. Wow. Just as I talked about him getting out, so hustled. Caleb Sullivan busts out the hustle real quick. Great hustle. Caleb Sullivan lays out, saves a backcourt violation.
Sends another kid flying over top of him.
and tips it off his leg to boot. So we get the ball back. Tomlinson now into Peters, and Riley's going to walk it up against Clark. 4:56 to play. Eagles trail by 10 early, 24-14 in the second quarter. Holbrook right side, dribbles with the right hand. Too much standing. Tomlinson, right corner. Skips up top to Holbrook, left side. Peters, open look at a 3. Rattles around, no good. Tomlinson, good rebound, up strong finish. Whitaker got shoved to the ground by one of the Knights. Looks up and he says, what do I got to do to get a foul? Holbrook guarding 40 feet away from the basket on Williams. Into the game for the Knights is number 23, Calvin Lettner. 3-ball by Forbes, short. Tomlinson with the rebound. Forbes now pressures Tomlinson, free throw line. Right side, Holbrook 3 on the way. Got it! And Coach Hooper wants to talk about it again. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Eagles Radio Network. Welcome back to the Nest. 4:08 to play. The Eagles trail the Knights of Fairfield Christian Academy 24-19. Fairfield ball on a quick timeout by Coach Hooper. He sensed the momentum beginning to turn. The Eagles on a quick little 5-0 run. The Knights set to trigger it in the game for the Knights is number 33, Jaden Akers. Forbes and Lettner stay in the game alongside Clark and Collins. Collins now works against Whitaker with the left hand. Whitaker with the reach, got away. Collins, 3-ball, got it. Noah needs to just keep him in front. He doesn't need to go for the steal there because that allowed Collins to create some space and get a good look at a 3. In rhythm. Eagles really trying to work the high post against the 2-3 zone of Fairfield. It's actually, it looks like a box and one on Tomlinson. Whitaker, up and in. Noah's got 6. Nice little 10-footer. You're going to play box and one. Guys like Noah have to hit those shots to draw the defense off of Noah Tomlinson. Collins, Noah goes for the steal again. Collins, open look at a 3, got it. Noah's got to quit overplaying defensively at this point because back-to-back trips he's given up a 3 on a hustle play, but if it's costing you, it's not a great play. Bad pass by Riley, tipped by Clark. Collins on the run out, 3-ball, heat check. He's hot, folks. That's 3 in a row. And the Knights have their biggest lead of the night, 32-21. Collins has 13. No call, Holbrook, good strong move, got a foul, gets his rebound again. No call again. And finally, the referee away from the play has to blow the whistle. The guy underneath was ball watching. And as a ref, as a former ref, you cannot ball watch. He was watching the ball, wasn't looking at the body, and the center stepped in from 30 feet away and made the call. And of the fouls, that was probably the worst, the lightest of the 4. Holbrook eyes the first one and hits it. 2:32 to go, Eagles down 10. You can't ball watch if you're an official, and I've been guilty of it just like many officials. Holbrook eyes the second free throw up, rattles around and home. Lead is 9 for the Knights. Into Collins. Collins going to work against Stauffer. Coach, if you're Coach Hooper, you have to be ecstatic. Yes, sir. That's an offensive foul on Forbes as he hip checked Taylor Stauffer on the screen. But if you're Coach Hooper, you have to be ecstatic because you've got 2 starters out of the game and you've expanded your lead. Ace and there is going to check back in for Forbes, and Williams going to check back in, I'm assuming, for Cameron Lettner. Nope, he's going to check in for Cameron Lettner. Tomlinson triggers into Peters, who's going to walk it across the timeline. Nares meets him right there. Riley now left wing against Nares. Looks left side, Holbrook, 3-ball on the way, no good. Not a good shot. Too many rush shots by the Eagles. Clark on the run out. Gets it to go. Eagles just getting outworked. It's really that simple. Tomlinson gets away with a walk, and they're going to call Collins with the foul, or Blowens with the foul, and the basket's going to count. Tomlinson with a chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play. I know the kids would tell me that was a Euro step, but that surely looked like a travel right there. Tomlinson sets, spins the ball, eyes, flies, drops it. Eagles down 8, 2 minutes to go. Your goal if you're an Eagle right now, you want it half by halftime. Get it down to 4, anything under that's a gift. Isaac Harmeyer has checked in for the Eagles, defensive specialist. Peters strips Clark's pocket, and Peters on the run out, kicks it out to Tomlinson, tipped by Clark. Tomlinson Strong floater, off glass, no good, not a good, just bad shot selection by the Eagles tonight. Collins now works up top against Whitaker. Nayers now works baseline. Oh, pretty little reverse, but didn't go. Tomlinson throws to an unsuspecting Braden Holbrook, and by the time he was suspecting, it was out of bounds. 1:20 to go. Eagles down 8. I'm venturing to say it's not going to be a pleasant locker room with Coach Chris Timlin this evening. Williams now works against Harmeyer. Clark now dribbles past Peters. Kicks it right side to Nayers. Minutes ago, 34-26. Collins now to Blowers. Blowers blocked by Holbrook. Tomlinson comes away with the rebound. 50 seconds to play. Tomlinson calls in the play. Looks right side to Harmeyer. Harmeyer to Holbrook. Tipped but recovered by Whitaker. Down low. Tomlinson, nice little baseline move. Right hand floater, got it. 35 seconds to go. Skip past the Nayers. Again, that pass should have been picked off all the way across the floor, and the Eagles are standing flat-footed. 20 to go. I'm assuming the Knights are content to hold for one. Nayers now works right side against Holbrook. Blowers now left side. Oh, he walked. No call. Collins, 3-ball, way off the mark. Eagles have time. Holbrook looked up, and the pocket is picked by Nayers. 5 seconds to go. Clark now right side to Collins, and Collins steps on the sideline with 2.8 to go. Boy, the Eagles could make this interesting. A 2 makes it a 5-point game, or 4-point game, which I said 4 by half. And they're going to throw it away, and then Noah Tomlinson is going to get his 3rd foul. Just sloppy basketball tonight by Grove City Christian. Not sharp at all. Nothing Noah can do about that one. Feet got tangled up. There's not a whole lot you can do, but he's got 3 with 1.7. Clark now hits the ceiling, and that's going to end the half. Your score at the half from the Nest here at Grove City Christian High School. The Eagles of Grove City Christian trail the Knights of Fairfield Christian Academy, 34-28. We'll be back after a short break on the Eagles Radio Network. Welcome back to the Nest. Minute left to go in the halftime festivities. The Pat Band bringing some holiday cheer here at the Nest. And the Eagles, I'm sure, had a nice discussion at halftime. Just outworked. And I misspoke to get healthy after the Harvest Prep loss last Friday night. The Knights took their frustrations out on Liberty Christian Academy the next night. So after a really rough loss to Harvest Prep, they had a really nice win by 50 against Liberty Christian. So they got a little healthy. Grove City Christian has not played since the Wellington game, in which they lost by 32. It's going to be Eagles basketball here to start the second half. And we'll see if shot selection improves for the Eagles. A lot of alums here tonight. I look over at Ben Lehman and Lauren and Lane over there, and just a whole crew over here. Of course, usually where you see Lauren, you see Lane, so that works out really well. Great opening set by the Eagles. Stauffer to Sullivan, basket. Nayers now quickly across the timeline. Guarded by Tomlinson. Tomlinson playing with three. Blowens gets away with a walk. Fadeaway, got it. Tomlinson now into Peters. Peters now works against Clark. Brings it across the timeline. Double team. Tipped. No call on the bump. Great feed by Peters. Down low. And they're going to get Collins on the harm, and it's going to send Caleb Sullivan to the line. They've kind of opened up the block for Caleb Sullivan. They've taken Noah Tomlinson out of the block and have him playing more on the wing. Sullivan's first free throw rolls around and out. Pretty much a line drive. Soft touch, though. Needs a little more arch. See how he does. Doesn't take a dribble. Eyes, flies. There was that arch I was talking about. Gets the roll. Eagles down 5, 36-31. This is as close as they've been since the midway through the second quarter when it was 24-19. Williams now right around Holbrook. Somehow loses the handle. Tomlinson comes up with the loose ball. Clark pressures Peters as he crosses the timeline. Great lob underneath the Sullivan. Good strong move. Uses the rim against Williams. And it's a three-point game. And Coach Hooper, hang on. I think the Eagles called the timeout. Hang on, we'll see. No. Coach Hooper wants to talk it over. That leaves him with 2 timeouts for the final 14:58 of the contest. 36-33. And we'll be back in about 15 seconds on the Eagles Radio Network. Give the Eagles a ton of credit. They have come out here in the second half. Welcome back here to the Nest on the campus of Grove City Church of the Nazarene and Grove City Christian High School. Give the Eagles a ton of credit coming out running their offensive sets. The Eagles now. Sullivan stuck up top with Clark. That's not a bad matchup. Caleb Sullivan has great feet. Sullivan and Peters switch back now. Peters has Clark. Williams sets a screen. Clark doesn't use it. Clark now, high post to Blowens. Left side to Collins on Stauffer. Floater off the side of the rim. Sullivan tracks down the rebound. It has been the Caleb Sullivan show to start the second half. Tomlinson, great move. Held by Blowens, no call. Tomlinson gets his rebound, tips it back up and in. That was a little stat pattern right there. Missed the first one, get your rebound, put the tip back. Get a rebound and a bucket. Hurts the shooting percentage, but helps the rebounds. Clark now, that was a travel, no call. And a great back cut again. Boy, they are just educating the Eagles on the back cuts. 38-35. Fairfield Christian on top. Peters end-to-end, 15-footer. No good. Guess who's there? Goes through his hands, though. Caleb Sullivan. Collins on the run out. Right hand. Works to the left against Stauffer. Top of the key to Williams against Holbrook. Now left wing to Peters. Clark now dribbles top of the key. Going to drive baseline. Floater. Got it. And the Knights with a quick answer on a little 4-0 run of their own. Clark hits the floater. 40-35. Looks now Holbrook. Holbrook left wing. Kicks it across. Stauffer, left corner. Sullivan. Big, strong move by the big man. And they're going to get a foul on Collins. He says, I didn't touch him, and the ref says you got him with the body. Boy, Caleb Sullivan has come out aggressive in the second half. Chance to cut it back to a 3-point lead if he makes both free throws. Sullivan's first free throw. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Sullivan now. Eyes it, flies it, hits it. 40-37. Eagles back on top. 5:20 to, or trail by 3. 5:20 to play in the third quarter. Clark hands off to Collins. He loses Stauffer. Clark kicks backside. Blowens Peters hammered him. No call. Blowens gets his own rebound, puts it back. Riley now works against Nayers. No, he did not touch. No, they called the over and back. His shoe never touched. Whoo! His shoe never touched. We'll bring him over and let him look at the monitor if they want to. They don't do that in Ohio High School. Collins now, 15-footer. No good. Sullivan tracks down the board. Tipped away by Collins, out of bounds, Eagles basketball. Still just kind of a choppy feel to the Eagles. They came out, ran 3 or 4 really good sets to start, and now they're back to that real choppy feel. And give credit to Fairfield Christian. It's obviously what they're doing defensively that have taken the Eagles out of their rhythm offensively. They kick left side. Holbrook now works left hand. Good move. Switches to the right. Lays it up and in. And Coach Timlin wants to talk about it. 4:28 to play. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Eagles Radio Network. Back here at the Nest, and we are back for another 12:28 of Eagles basketball. Your Eagles trail by 3. Much better start to the second half, still a little choppy, but they've had moments where they've looked really nice offensively. And I have to tell you, the Knights bring it across the timeline. Checked with our PA announcer, Jim Keating, who is also a high school official, agreed with my opinion and my view that there was no touchdown. Oh my goodness. Noah Tomlinson, length of the floor. Caleb Sullivan catching the score. And it has a chance with the old-fashioned 3-point play to make it a tie ball game. Now, PA announcer Jim Keating and I were discussing at the break about the over and back call. Peters' shoe never came down, so it was not over and back. Sullivan misses the free throw, though. And it's still a 1-point lead for the Knights. The Eagles need to get the lead. They need a stop and a score here. The Knights have been very good, very feisty. But I think if the Eagles can get a score, they can get back at it. Williams now top of the key against Peters. Little spin move. And they're going to get him. Fairfield Christian is going to use its 4th time out. Full timeout by the Knights. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Eagles Radio Network. Back here at the Nest, 3:53 to play, coming out of a timeout alongside Emma Baker, Matt McCloskey on the call. 42-41, the Eagles trail the Knights. Interesting thing will unfold here in the last basically 12 minutes, 11 minutes, 53 seconds, as Coach Hooper from Fairfield Christian Academy has used 4 of his 5 allotted timeouts for the contest. He has 1 full left. Ayers now top of the key to Williams. Williams, bad pass to Clark, gets there though. Clark, nice little rip through, tipped away by Tomlinson, tracked down by Tomlinson, and the lead out to Peters on the breakout. Peters goes up left hand, Eagles on top, 43-42, 3:30 to go. Clark now across the timeline. Things are getting heated up here at the Nest. Left side to Nayers. Nayers now atop of the key to Blowens. Right side to Clark. Eagles have picked up the intensity. Nayers now 3 on the way, short. And again, not a good shot selection there by Fairfield. The Eagles have had the poor shot selection most of the night. Peters now across the timeline, works against Clark, loses the handle. Tomlinson, 3 ball on the way, no good. Again, not a great shot. In rhythm, but not a great shot. The shot selection has to improve for the Eagles tonight if they want to win this game. Clark now works against Peters across the timeline. Clark end to end. Blowens now. See, if I'm Blowens, I go right at Tomlinson right there with 3 fouls. Blowens top of the key, hands it off to Clark. Sets a screen, Clark doesn't use it. Clark now drives, kicks it out, tipped by Holbrook. Blowens left side, Williams right wing. Back to Clark right corner. Screen set for Williams. They switch it off. Holbrook now on Clark, crosses him over. Holbrook kept his feet in front of him. And got the tie up. And first substitution of the second half for the Eagles. Senior Noah Whitaker going to check in for junior Taylor Stauffer. The guys doing their best cleanup without grabbing a towel, getting their shoes all grippy again. Thanks to Braden Holbrook's sweat. Clark now left wing. Collins, step back 3. Whitaker in the face, air ball. Great defense by Noah Whitaker. Peters now kicks left side. Holbrook 3 ball, no good. Peters tips it out, tips it right to Williams. Fairfield on the run out. Williams is going to take it, tries to draw the foul. No! Tomlinson stood his ground. Williams initiated contact, and that's 4 on Noah T. Big moment in the ball game. Eagles up 1 with their best player coming off the floor with Floor. Coach Timlin, not even upset. You can't with his player. Tomlinson's like, what did I do? And he knew he had 3. He knew he couldn't foul. And give it credit to Williams for going at him, understanding that he had 3, and getting a call. As the kids say on the playground, ball don't lie.
Yeah.
And Williams missed the first free throw. So Williams now eyes it. Forbes checks back in for the Knights. Williams' second free throw rattles around and drops. Tied up at 43. 2 minutes to go in the third. If you're Coach Timlin, you really got to hope you can maintain till about the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter before you bring Tomlinson back. Whitaker now trying to get to the post to Sullivan. Skip pass. Peters, good drive, no good. Harmeyer with the tip back. Isaac Harmeyer, right man, right place. Fairfield struggling to get it in, gets it into Collins. He's going to work against Whitaker, full court. Whitaker gets beat. Now it's a break, run to the hoop. Kicks, Blowens. Misses the bunny. Great defense by Noah Whitaker to get back. His guys helped. He jumped to Blowens on the help. May got a piece of that shot. Blowens now top of the key to Clark. Clark works against Peters. Sullivan tips it away. Hooper wants a call. No call. Great pass by Peters. And Isaac Harmeyer's got the last 4. And the Eagles lead by 4. 47-43, Eagles on top. Clark now brings it down. Goes against Sullivan. Maya dribbled on the baseline. Bad pass, tipped away. Blowens and Whitaker fight for it, and they're going to get Whitaker on the reach. I don't know how you call that on a loose ball, but okay. Timothy Sullivan going to check in for older brother Caleb Sullivan. Caleb giving him instructions. Isaac Carmeyer been a great spark off the bench on a tip back and a layup. Great pass by Peters on the feed. Collins now 15-footer, short, left side, tipped around, gets his own rebound. Sullivan, over Sullivan, hits it. Collins is a nice player. He's got 14, Blowens has 14 to lead the Knights. 35 seconds left. Peters now left wing to Holbrook. Holbrook going to pull it out. I think the Eagles may hold for one here. Back to the high post. A little 2-1-2 zone by the Knights. Harmeyer now. Back up top to Peters. Holbrook. Chris Timlin content to hold for one. Ref starts his count. 7 seconds. Peters left-handed floater. No good tip, no Sullivan. Guess who's there? Isaac Harmeyer! Put back in the foul. Right man, right spot. That's the effort they were missing in the first half. That's the effort they were missing in the first half and the energy they were missing in the first half. Coach Timlin has found the right guy to bring the energy tonight. Isaac Harmeyer's free throw. Front iron, no good, tipped. 2.8 seconds left. Off Fairfield. They're going to say the clock started late, and he's going to blow the horn and call the quarter. At the end of 3, the Eagles have fought back, and it is 49-45. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Eagles Radio Network. Welcome back to the Nest. The Eagles. Chris Timlin at the bench. Eagles on top here at the Nest. Matt McCloskey, Emma Baker alongside me tonight. 49-45, Eagles on top. 8 minutes left to go in this Mid-State Cardinal Division ball game between the rivalry game at home between the Eagles and the Knights. Isaac Carmeyer going to get the start of the fourth quarter. Came in for Noah T and just brought great energy. Harmeyer now, right side to Whitaker. Whitaker, right wing to Peters, top of the key. Peters throws it right to Clark. Clark goes right to Harmeyer. Wow! Nifty little reverse by Mr. Clark right there. Colt Clark pulled that one out of his 6-shooter. Spun it off the glass, drew the foul, and has a chance to cut the Eagles' lead to 1. Fairfield's missed 1 free throw all night. Let's see if we can make it 2. And they do. Long rebound to Whitaker. Whitaker going to push. Whitaker works against Clark. Clark on the dive-in, no call. Looks to Peters now. Left side, down low to Sullivan. Sullivan tries to get it to Holbrook. Forced the pass. Tipped. Blowen steals it. If you're the Eagles, you just got to hold to about 5.5 or 6 to get Noah T back in the game. Clark now dribbles against Sullivan. Clark, nifty left-handed move, doesn't go. Holbrook on the run out. Holbrook feeds Harmeyer. Harmeyer gets control. Goes up strong, draws the foul. Isaac Harmeyer has come in, and his senior night against his senior game at home against Fairfield will be a memorable one. He's come off the bench, has 6 points, about to make it 8. First free throw is long. 7:11 to go in the contest. Harmeyer misses both. Great hustle by Sullivan. Tried to track it down. Goes out of bounds off of Sullivan, but great effort. Fairfield ball set to inbounds. Williams inbounds to Forbes. Off to Collins. He's going to be who the offense, he and Clark are who the offense will run through now. Down low to Williams, stolen by Harmeyer. Harmeyer gets shoved down by Williams and no call.
Jeez.
Wow, right in front of him too.
He flattened him out.
Forbes now up top to Clark. Clark, nice little move. Swatted by Sullivan, saved by Holbrook. Back to Collins, unfortunately, and Sullivan does the right thing. He's going to make Collins work for it. Collins now. Sullivan's at least going to make him earn it. Collins' first free throw is good. I don't think he's missed a free throw all night. Collins now has 15. Collins eyes it, flies it. Well, you know who not to foul if you get in a late game situation. Coach Timlin wants to talk about it. 6:44 to go. We're going to give you a quick game reset. Tie game, 49-49. So this is a 6-minute, 44-second sprint to the fouls. Team fouls, 5 against the Knights, 4 against the Eagles. Only player in foul trouble is Noah Tomlinson from Grove City Christian on the bench with 4. Eagles have 3 timeouts. The Knights have 1. And we are getting set for a sprint after this 30-second timeout. Hopefully the Eagles can finish this off. They've made a nice comeback in the third to get the lead. And they're doing it without their best player, their most veteran player. I hate the word best. Their most veteran, most experienced player, Noah Tomlinson, who's on the bench with 4. Eagles are going to inbound. Isaac Harmeyer, who's just been great off the bench, inbounds to Peters. Riley across the timeline. Works to Harmeyer. Harmeyer now works left side against the zone. Skips to Peters. Peters fakes the ball. Dribbles. Nothing there. Good pass out. Peters now left wing. Holbrook had kicked it to him. Up top to Whitaker. Right side top of the key. Sullivan, 15-footer. Got it! Sullivan coming into his own tonight. Having a nice second half here for the Eagles. Collins, 3-ball on the way. Straight on. Rattles out. No good. Forbes with the rebound. Tied up by Whitaker, but they're going to get Whitaker with a foul. On the floor. Sullivan now has 11 to tie himself with Tomlinson as the leading scorer for the Eagles. Skipped out to Clark. Riley now up with him on the left wing. Ayers gives it up, tipped by Whitaker. Ball's loose, ball's still loose, and it's going to go out of bounds off Collins. Collins wanted a foul call, and he had something to say. The official ignores it. Eagles student section letting Fairfield Christian know whose ball it was. And Blauens is going to check back in, and now it's a bigger lineup, a little 1-3-1 trap for the Eagles. Or for the Knights, and it was a great defense. Great run out, tie game. 1-3-1 trap. The Eagles have got to see it and identify it. They've gone to a big lineup other than Clark. They're all about 6'2", 6'3", and they're going to trap the first pass as much as possible. Whitaker now dribbles into, that's exactly, but he got it picked by Clark. Collins on the run out. Missed the layup. Isaac Harmeyer gets up, tries to block it, and caused him to miss the layup. Whitaker to Holbrook. Holbrook, 3-ball on the way, left. Long and left. Tracked down by Sullivan. Whitaker licks left side. Peters dribbles. Tries to go to Harmeyer. Great pass. Good up, strong move by Harmeyer in the bucket. Riley Peters with a great pass. And Coach Chris Timlin wants to talk about it. 30-second timeout. We'll be back in 25 on the Eagles Radio Network. Welcome back to the Nest. 5:09 to play. Your Eagles on top, 53-51. Williams set to inbounds the ball. Team fouls all even at 5 apiece here in the fourth quarter. Williams inbounds to Collins, guarded by Whitaker. Collins now going to try to blow by him. Whitaker does a job keeping him in front. Collins goes right hand, nothing there. Clark now 30 feet away, guarded by Peters. Goes right hand, tries to draw the foul on Tomlinson. Throws up a crazy shot and it goes. Tie game 53-53. Peters now wants the left side of the floor directing traffic. Goes between the legs, looks to Harmeyer, top of the key. Harmeyer now to the left hand. Kicks it out to Tomlinson. Tomlinson tries to skip. Ball's on the ground, no good. Collins now. Tomlinson's got to be careful. Almost picked up number 5 right there. Clark now works against Peters, switched off. Williams now guarded by Peters. Harmeyer on Clark. Harmeyer slips the screen. Holbrook. Now up top to Collins. Collins right hand. Forbes, 3-ball on the way. Got it! And the Knights have taken the lead back, 56-53. And the Knights are in a 1-3-1 zone. I don't know what the Eagles' offense is, but they're matching right up into it. Tomlinson 3. No good. Long rebound. Collins traps it down. And they're going to get Harmeyer with the foul. Kind of took his feet. Not intentional. A little tangled up feet. Tomlinson's got to be smart not to pick up his 5th. The Knights now bring it across the timeline. Set screen there by Forbes. Whitaker works around it. Kicks it up. Forbes, deep 3 on the way. Got it! Wow! And Coach Timlin wants to talk about it. Back here at the Nest, the student section at Grove City Christian, trying to get them fired up. Eagles basketball, 3:25 to play. Eagles trail by 6. David Forbes off the bench with 2 threes to give the Knights their lead. He is the difference right now. He's hit 3s on the last 2 possessions. The last one was a deep 3. The Eagles have yet to figure out this 1-3-1 of the Knights. Going to run a baseline guy. Tomlinson now. Little 4-foot floater. Got it. Clark now, or Collins, I'm sorry, across the timeline, works against Stauffer. Forbes moving on the screen, no call. Forbes sets a good one there on Peters. Tomlinson switches guard and Clark. If I'm Clark, I'm going right at Noah Tomlinson right now. I'm clearing it out and going right at him. Collins now, left hand, 10-foot fadeaway, back iron, no good. Tomlinson tracks down the board, going to bring it up himself. Tomlinson now with the right hand, brings it across the timeline. Right side to Holbrook. Up top to Tomlinson. Tomlinson kicks, oh, great pass to Sullivan. Hooping the harm. Great look by Noah Tomlinson to find the flashing Caleb Sullivan. Sullivan finishes and has a chance to cut it to 1. Maybe cool outside, but it's heating up in here. Sullivan misses, rebound to Holbrook. Holbrook goes up, loses the handle. No good, Sullivan comes up, gets it, and it's a tie game. 59-59, 2:23 to go. Williams now across the timeline. Left side to Collins. Collins works against Stauffer, brings it back center court. Forbes with the screen. Holbrook now with Forbes. Clark up top, guarded by Peters. Crosses him over, goes center, left side. Williams 3 ball. No good. Rebound by Tomlinson. And Blauens just picked up a foul. And judging by his reaction, it might be more than his 3rd. He just untucked the jersey. That's his 5th. Blauens is going to take a seat after a great night. 16 points for Nolan Blauens, and a great night and a great effort on him. And he's going to watch the last minute 58. Tomlinson eyes, spins, flies. 1-1, rattles around, no good. Got to have those late, boys. Got to have those late.
Like
Coach
Caleb
Hooper
Sullivan
wants to talk about it. He used his last time out. What were you going to say, Emma? Sorry about that.
Caleb Sullivan messed the shoulder up a little bit. Must have gotten bumped when he went up for the ball for the rebound.
Maybe a stinger right there, one of those. Those are the worst, too. It's kind of like hitting your funny bone if you get hit right on the shoulder. It kind of stiffens up and doesn't do anything good. Here's your game reset. We're all set at 59, 1:55 to play. Both teams are in the bonus from here on out.
Yep, I saw what happened in the replay over here. He went up between 2 guys and just kind of got squished between the 2 guys when they all 3 went up for the rebound off the foul shot.
Off the foul shot, all right. So the only one out of the game right now is Nolan Blauens, and he is on the bench with 5. He will not be back. And then Noah Tomlinson for the Eagles has 4. He's played the last 4 minutes, roughly, staying out of foul trouble. We need to keep him out of foul trouble as we get on the stretch. 59-59. Fairfield Christian basketball. Fairfield out of timeouts. The Eagles have 2 left, I believe, 2 fulls. Williams now inbounds to Collins, guarded in the backcourt by Stauffer. Collins now blows right by Stauffer. 12-footer tipped by Sullivan, no good. Rebound now to Peters, and Peters brings it across the timeline through traffic. Peters now going to set it. Minute 38 to go. Calls the offense. If I'm the Eagles, I'm going to drag them out of this 1-3-1. And they're going to. Eagles have gone to the old-fashioned 4 corners offense. Tomlinson thinks about it. Great pass down low. Sullivan up strong with the finish. Great look by Tomlinson to his fellow counterpart in the post. Sullivan gets hammered and finishes anyway to give the Eagles a 2-point lead, 61-59. 1:19 to go. Sullivan can make it a 3-point game. Eyes, flies, hits. 62-59, 1:19 to play. Asa Nayers now across the timeline for the Knights. Sullivan jumps out. Nayers almost throws it away. Collins now. Oh! Nayers puts out the forearm and draws the block. Woo-hoo-hoo. Wow. And here we go. Collins, who hasn't missed a free throw all night, can make it a 1-point game. Eyes, flies, misses the front end. Eagles up 3 with the ball. Nayers now going to pick up Peters in the backcourt. Peters going to work on him. Works right hand. Tipped away by Nayers. Riley tried the no look. Not there. Riley closes out. Forbes, step back 3. Got it. Tie game. Riley now. The lane parts. Riley left hand floater. Hits it. 64-62. 37.5 to go. The Eagles want to talk about it. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Eagles Radio Network. Welcome back to the nest. Welcome back to the nest for the Eagles, where they are up 64-62. They clarified for sure to make sure that last shot by Mr. David Forbes was a 3, and it was. Great step back 3 there. And it is 64-62. Eagles on top. Knights with the ball 80 feet from their hoop. The Knights can run the baseline. I believe the Eagles have 1 timeout left. The Knights have none. 64-62, 37.5 to play. Williams tries to inbound against pressure. Can't do it. Holbrook tips it. Great defense by the Eagles right there. Can't lose him, Riley. Can't lose him, Riley. That's fine. If I'm the Knights, I'm going to try to hold for 1 and get Forbes on a cut. Forbes or Collins, 2 best 3-point shooters. Nayers now works against Sullivan. Williams works against Holbrook. Collins step back, 3 ball, tipped, no good. Rebound, Nayers kicked back out. Stauffer tips it, and they're going to get Stauffer with a foul. I think he might have had him wrapped. I think it was clean on the ball, but I think he might have had him wrapped in the background. The Eagles fans don't agree. Usually that's what happens. If the Eagles get the rebounds, they don't have to worry about it. Collins now, who's missed 1 free throw all night at the line. 19.4 to go. Eyes, flies, hits. Collins' second free throw, hits it. Tie game, 19.4 to go. Eagles inbounds to Peters. Peters now works against Nayers. Nayers working him the whole way up the floor. Peters now across the timeline. Left side to Holbrook. Off Holbrook's feet with 10.3. Was tipped by Williams and went off Holbrook's feet. Somebody's got to find Clark. Somebody's got to find Clark, and they do. Thrown in. Collins has it. 9 seconds to go. Working on Stauffer. Forbes sets a good screen. 3 on the way by Collins. Got it! Oh my word! And that's how it's going to end. Collins hits the 3 at the buzzer to defeat the Eagles tonight. 67-64. The final tonight from the nest. The Knights come in and shock the Eagles at the buzzer. 67-64. Collins led them with 21, and no bigger than that 21 then his three as the time expired. The Eagles just didn't seem to find a rhythm tonight offensively. Real choppy, found some late in the second half. And the Eagles now will lick their wounds after losing 2 in a row, dropping to 2-2 on the season. And they will step in out of lead action against the Irish of Newark Catholic on the 22nd as they travel to Newark. Want to thank everyone for listening tonight, watching online. And the best part of the game right now is these two schools meet at midcourt to pray and to thank God for their gifts and talents. Senior captain Caleb Sullivan going to lead them in prayer. And as hard fought as this game was, just a great finish. And give it to Caleb Collins. Hit the big shot at the big moment. And that's what you want out of your star players. Led all scorers with 21. The Eagles were led by 18 from Caleb Sullivan tonight and 13 from Noah Tomlinson. Braden Holbrook had 10, 8 of those in the first half. So we will talk to you the next time. It may be after the first of the year. But the Eagles travel to Newark Catholic on the 22nd for a little non-league action. And they will take on Newark Catholic as they travel. Safe travels to the Eagles. Safe travels home tonight to the Knights. And we will see you next time on the Eagles Radio Network.